All right, section 5. We're going to have to fill in the secret code there. Well, what do you know? We just defined this. What does it say there, kind of in gray ghost writing?
To evaluate.
To evaluate means, what are we going to do? Let's talk through it. Replace the variable with parentheses, and the value of x, then simplify. And when we say simplify, that always infers we're simplifying to one number. Okay? All right. When do we find the absolute value of an expression? And I'm emphasizing this again from yesterday because this is a critical piece. Sarah, talk to me. When?
When there's only one number left.
Okay. When you only have only one number. All right. Third part, it's invisible there. Hannah's just dying to answer this question. She might defer to someone else just out of kindness, though. What is the definition of absolute value? Hannah, do you want to answer or do you want to defer?
That's how far away it is from zero.
Yes, how far away it is from zero. Excellent. Okay, what's that fancy word we use? Starts with a D, ends with ants. Distance, yes, distance. So, your parents all, your hour all said, oh no, my students don't text in class. They all were just good believers in you, so they think you're good, solid young men and women. So, all right, so all of these examples here say what? Evaluate. So what are we going to plug in with? Remember? With parentheses. So, x equals 3, y equals -4, z equals 6. So here we go. Let's take a look at these. Parentheses minus parentheses. 3 minus -4. Did we talk yesterday about what do we do with this, like minus and a minus? A negative and another negative is a positive. Someone told me yesterday a really cool phrase and I loved it. They said slash and dash. You ever heard that before? It was really cool. They're like, oh, if you have two minuses right next to each other, they said slash and dash and just make them both positives. I'm like, okay, that works. And so 3 plus 4 is 7. All right, Andrew?
I was learning about the good guy, bad guy.
The good guy, bad guy, and two negatives make a positive, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sinning twice, though, doesn't make it right. All right, next one. The opposite of x plus y. What's my x value? 3. What's my y value? -4. So here I have a negative plus another negative. Does it make a bigger negative or a smaller negative? Okay, so negative how much? Do I then make it positive 7? Or do I leave it as -7? Leave it. Leave it. All right, next one. Parentheses minus absolute value of parentheses minus parentheses absolute value. Start your problem by just doing that. Then your next step is to plug them in. And here's why. What I've found in the past is when people try to plug them in and change them and do the absolute value all at once in their head, at some point your brain kind of has a little cramp and it makes a mistake. And all you got to do is miss one negative sign and the whole problem goes kaput. So now we plug them in. 3, -4, and 6. Who can walk me through this? What would be the first step? Go ahead, Emily. Okay, -4 plus -6 is how much? Good, -10. All right, now, what is the temptation possibly to do? Can anyone see a temptation in the next step if you're hurrying? Slash and dash. Because the negatives are right next to each other, right? Wrong. Not in this case. Absolute value is more powerful than two negatives next to each other. So what's the absolute value of negative 10? 10. So be careful here. So this really is 3 minus 10, which is negative 7. Thank you, Jimmy. So far we have a 777. Is that an airplane yet? Do they have 777s? I know they have 767s. Those are big.
Yeah, they do have.
777s they do have? They must be enormous. All right. Challenge problem. Go ahead. Work with your table partner and go ahead and do it. Christian, you might want to jump over one seat there. I promise that Sam will be nice and work with you. I need 2 volunteers. Wyatt and Emily, come on up. Can you guys do it up here?
Do what?
Oh, can you do the problem up here? Okay. So, talk your way through. Tell me what you're doing in each step. Because you're being recorded.
Substitute.
You're being recorded.
So you put in the negative 3 for the x. And why is that a positive 4 there? Oh, it's right. Why is it positive 4?
Because it's a negative sign.
Okay, so it's the opposite of a negative. Good. All right, now just making sure we understand. All right, so now simplify the first one. Okay, plus the 8. Okay. All right, we're going to let Emily jump in here. Go ahead, Emily.
Okay.
Negative 1 plus negative 6. For your absolute value. So around the negative 7. Careful. What's the absolute value of negative 7?
It's 7.
7. Okay, so 7 plus 8. So we're going to go 7 plus 8.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're just going to leave one more step. And 7 plus 8 is 15.
15.
That's okay. Good job. So, break it down to one number, then go from there. Hold on. Both of you. All right. Emily and Wyatt have given it to us up here. Do you agree? Did they do it right?
Okay, what was the answer? 15. No, that's not right.
Sometimes we make mistakes. Did anyone get anything different? All right. Christian, what do you get different? Let's see.
I got 13.
We got 13. All right, let's see. Is this first line correct? Let's do a little error analysis. This is a great skill. Everyone's eyes, we need them. Is that line correct? All right, let's move down to line number 2. Is the second line correct? Hey, do you see an error?
Yeah.
What's the error?
Negative 3 plus 4 would be positive 1.
Okay, so that's going to be positive 1 plus negative 6, like so. Okay, little tiny thing. Okay, what's 1 plus negative 6?
5.
Negative 5. Now are my absolute values down to one number. So 5 plus 8, 13. So is it possible to make really simple errors? Do you think there's any question that Wyatt knows that negative 3 plus 4 is 1? Wyatt, do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. But what happens? When you go fast sometimes, what happens? You make mistakes. So take your time. Show your work one by one. Good job with error analysis. Well done, Emily and Wyatt, as well. All right. Moving on to our last one. Are we allowed to combine these two matrices? What are you looking for? What's the characteristic that you're looking for, Ty, to say I can do it or I can't do it?
The same size.
If they're the same size. All right. So, you see the minus in between? So you got to be really careful here. So Hannah, as we're writing this out, we're going to say 6 minus negative 4. And then we're going to say negative 2 minus 8. And I want to see this step. I don't just want to see the answers. So I want to see the middle step before the final step. Negative 5, help me.
18.
Minus 18. And 0 minus negative 3. All right, so let's work out these 4 little problems. Minus a minus becomes what here? A plus, right? So 6 plus 4 is 10. Negative 2 minus 8. Negative 10. Thank you, Allison. Negative 5 minus 18. I heard negative, how much, Aiden? 23. Good. And 0 minus a minus 3. That's easy. I'll do that one. That's a 3. So this is a final matrix. It has 2 rows and 2 columns. And there's our answers. So with subtraction, take your time, take your time, take your time. Don't skip steps, lest you kind of fall into the abyss of carelessness. So that wasn't even planned. All right, let's take some time.